I feel like the guys, the bigger matches are supposed to be super good, and they go out and they try not to lose.
Is this wrestling or jiu-jitsu? Or both? Both, really.
Jiu-jitsu mainly for me, but like they go out and they try not to win. But even I feel like the lighter weight classes in both are always more exciting.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Right? They're like super fast. They're scrambling all the time. But like if you look at like ADCC and you watch...
I don't know what that is.
It's every 2 years they do, it's the no-gi grappling championships, and it used to be in Abu Dhabi, and now it's like, it was in California this year, and it moves around. It's every 2 years. It's like you have to be invited to it or win a trial. So it's like the best no-gi grapplers in the world, and it actually has more of a wrestling rule set than it does jiu-jitsu. So say most matches are 10 minutes long. After 5 minutes, there's no points. So 5 minutes, there's no points, and after 5 minutes, there's points. But now when it hits
does it stop, or does it
nope, it just keeps going. So when after 5 minutes is gone, if I pull guard or I sit guard, I get a negative point. So the takedowns are huge there, because if you get takedowns, 2 points. Where if I pull guard, I get a negative, rather than they don't want people pulling guard in that rule set. So, and then there's grappling industries, and the grappling industries does gi is more primarily towards almost like an IBJJF, little bit more lax, and then their no gi rules is more like the everything goes, leg locks and heel hooks and everything goes. So you can sign up for there, so you can do gi rules and you can do no gi rules.
That's what I did, grappling industry.
Yeah, and then you go to IBJJF and it's super strict Brazilian like gi rules. There's no reaping.
What's better? So this happens.
Oh, man.
So this happens in wrestling too. You have
freestyle.
You have freestyle. You have Greco and folk style. Do you think that, because I feel like Rob Hughes is more of like an old school jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu kind of guy?
He was like one of the first American. I think he was focused first.
American, I know he lived in Brazil.
And
do you think that, like, I don't know how, if you're like a fan of jiu-jitsu, but is it somehow, because this is happening in like the fitness world a lot, like in bodybuilding and stuff like that. Do you think that the sport's getting like diluted a little bit by the different rules? So like,
it's getting diluted, but I feel like the talent levels like increasing.
Where's the talent?
All over the place. So before it was just Brazilians. Now I feel like you got guys from Europe, you got guys from Australia, you got guys from the US that are winning medals in, say, the Worlds for Jiu-Jitsu, or the Pan Ams for IBJJF, or ADCC. You got Americans winning, like Gordon Ryan won ADCC. There's only a few Americans that have ever won the Worlds at black belt, ever, in the IBJJF gi set. It's primarily been a Brazilian run, winning everything rule set. So I think you're seeing more of a competitive nature, because more people are getting into it. More wrestlers are transitioning after high school and college into jiu-jitsu, and they bring a different style. Like, we have a good wrestler come to the gym. I just tell him, wrestle. Just learn the submission defense first. Learn the different posture. That's it. Learn different posture, and then just wrestle, because you are going to probably be able to get the takedown, or if they pull guard, you're going to be able to at least control the mat. You have good mat awareness. Now just don't give up your back, and don't put your arms.
And I think that comes from, if I'm wrestling and you're not, and we show up at the gym the same day, I already know what it's like to train to manipulate somebody else's body at least 3 days a week, at least 4 days a week.
Right.
So, but what I've noticed and I no one will argue with me, the talent in wrestling is in freestyle.
That's where the Olympics are.
It's in Greco too.
Like worldwide, right?
So is Greco is worldwide too, but I don't even think, I was a big Greco wrestler in high school and trained Greco 8 months out of the year. I can't even tell you who the best guy in the world is. I can't even tell you one American Greco wrestler. So what, out of all those conferences, where do you see, like, okay, this guy would beat, how do I say this? So like, if Jordan Burroughs wrestled the best guy in Greco, I would say he'd probably beat him. Or Kyle Dake, if Kyle Dake would wrestle the world champion Greco, Kyle Dake would probably win. Is it like that in jiu-jitsu, or am I comparing apples and oranges?
For the most part, it's so like you have like the EBI system where it's like no gi, submission only, there's no points and stuff. And those guys rule that rule set for the most part. And then you have your gi straight gi guys, and they rule the IBJJF rule set because the rule sets are so different. They play the rules, and they're so good at the rules, they win because of those rules.
Yeah.
But then you get a freak like Gordon Ryan. And,
oh, yeah, I've heard of that guy.
And he hasn't done the IBJJF gi black belt. But I'm sure if he did, he would be in the finals or at least in the semifinals of it. Probably win it too. But he just is beating everybody in no-gi, no matter what the rule set is. You know, it doesn't matter what the rule set is, he's beating everyone. You know, and like Bo Nichols did a match with him.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously Bo is a wrestler and has no jiu-jitsu, right? But with that rule set, didn't really have a chance. His only chance in that rule set is to not take him down, not get taken down, and wait for 30 seconds and then get a takedown and win 2-0.
Yeah.
Like that's looked like what his game plan was, and it was probably a smart game plan because that's the only way he's going to beat him in that rule set. Even though they said Gordon can't do leg locks, he can't do this, but Gordon's phenomenal at taking the backs, phenomenal at chokes, phenomenal, you know, pretty much all aspects of his game. You know, so Gordon ended up just like backing into him and just teased him so much that Nichols just tossed him. But what did it do? It got him to the ground with enough time for him to secure a submission without losing 2-0 or losing on points, you know, because he knows that Bo is going to just try to stall and then take him down right at the end. Why wouldn't you? That's the way you're going to win that fight. You know, and Gordon's way to win that fight is get it to the ground. But you can't take Bo down, right? So, and you can't pull guard. How are you going to do that?
Do you think that the popularity of UFC is having an impact on law enforcement and their involvement with jiu-jitsu and involvement with training?
I'd like to say yes, but like, you know, it's been going since 1991.
But it hasn't been sexy until I'm going to say Joe Rogan made it incredibly popular.
Yeah, like early 2000s, it started picking up a lot more.
Yeah.
I think, you know, a lot of people watch it. Everyone thinks they can do a guillotine or headlock, and most people can do a crappy guillotine or headlock that might make someone uncomfortable or freak someone out if they don't know what a real choke is or how to defend it. But to really choke someone out that's skilled, like, if the guy's never trained, he's not going to choke that person out. Even if he attacks him from behind, he's probably not going to choke that guy out. You know, it's just like, say a guy that's never wrestled comes up behind you and tries to take you down. We'll let him have a body lock from behind you. He's still not taking you down,
he's probably not gonna take you
right? Down. So that's kind of like what you see. But then you get officer, or correction officer that doesn't train, and then a guy that maybe messes around with his buddies and fights with his buddies all the time. They punch each other or boxing gloves and they wrestle. And even though they're not skilled, maybe there's some tough dudes and they fight all the time. Well, so they were probably better at fighting than they are. So then that could cause a problem. But overall, I think it's, you know, they always say like, hey, with everyone training UFC, and I feel like for the most part, when you got guys training, they don't feel like they need to prove anything. You know what I mean? Like, if you're out to fight, like, say if I was out at a bar and a guy's trying to fight me, I'd be like, dude, you're tougher than me, you kick my shit out of me, whatever, and try to leave. You know, I didn't used to think that way. I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to fight you. Now it's like, what do I have to prove to this guy? He's never fought a day in his life.
That's what Sam Whitmore said. You know Sam?
Yeah.
He just did the show a couple weeks ago, and he said, like, you know, since some changes ensue, and he, you know, I think he's just a white belt, but he's like, you know, you just find less and less reasons to be confrontational.
Right, yeah.
You just sort of... My recording just paused. Well, that's all right. I could save that much. I'm going to upload the full thing on YouTube. Don't worry about it. No problems. I do this all the time. No worries. But did you keep checking your phone? You have to go?
No, I just was seeing what time it was.
Oh, okay, all right. It's 4:04.
Probably like 5 more minutes.
No, we'll wrap it up.
Right.
It was really good. I keep, you see I'm like a paranoid. I keep looking at things because it was like really good and you're doing most of the talking, which is awesome. So, yeah, I'm going to cut it if you don't mind. Yeah. Where can I find you on social media?
Just my name on Facebook, Jay Wadsworth. And
that's for old people. We don't do Facebook.
And then on Instagram, it's just WADSBJJ.
Okay.
So, and I primarily use that. I have a YouTube channel that I put up like defensive tactics and jiu-jitsu stuff. I just started thinking I'm going to use it more and take some video and stuff. I was putting up like a couple videos here or there, maybe once or twice a month, but I think I'm going to try to start doing a combatives video or shooting video once a week and some sort of DT or grappling video once a week.
All right.
Start using it more.
All right, so we'll plug it all up on the Instagram. Thanks a lot for calling, Jay. I appreciate it, and thanks for squeaking me in your schedule. I've been trying to get you for a while.
I know. I feel so bad
don't
too.
At all. Well, I wanted to do. I brought this up to Nick. I wanted to do Ron Powers said he'd do it. I think Josh said he'd do it. And I wanted to do the 3 of you, but because I do this every week, that would take 2 weeks away from me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
but I appreciate
But
it.
they'll both be good guys to have on here too.
for
They have
sure.
different perspectives as well, and they both have, it's just like wrestling. And
Who wins
jiu-jitsu
in
is
the fight, you or
personal.
Josh?
Oh, Josh.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just too big and strong.
All right.
I always say, size doesn't make a difference unless the skill level's the same. Then size makes a difference. There's a reason there's an absolute division, and it's usually always heavyweight. So there's a reason, you take a 220-pound guy, or in the Olympics, whatever the weight class is. But say in high school, you take a 220-pound wrestler, sectional finalist or state champ 295, and you put him against a 132-pound state champ. Who's going to win?
Yeah.
For the most part, the 195-pound state champ should beat the 132-pound state champ.
Right.
But now you put a 132-pound state champ against a 195-pound that's never wrestled before.
Yeah.
He's whooping that dude's ass.
For sure.
Right.
All right. Jay, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
We'll get this up. And guys, we will see you next week. Okay. Oh, dude, that was awesome.
Awesome. Thanks.
Can I snap a picture real quick?
Yeah.
Actually, I can freeze frame it out of there. Or fuck it.
Whatever. I don't care.
I could take it. Can you share this on your Instagram when you get the?
Yep.
Okay.